Camera, action. Welcome. In our pilot episode, we dive into the basis of analytical mathematics for computation purposes, calculus, the study of change. The prerequisites are differentiation and integration, which, as you will see, are the most important components and the most useful ones too in the computation context. The prerequisites are needed at an 11th grade level, preferably, equivalent to calculus covered in IB AISL, AP Calculus AB, or A-level standard mathematics.
Now let's begin with an overview of areas in which differentiation and integration appear in physics and chemistry. Now we will look at 4 examples.
Note that we've added some problems from each of these examples in the transcript attached, and we'll go into these later in episode 6.
Now first we have kinematics. Now kinematics comes under physics and it's basically the study of motion. Now understanding position as a function of time is very beneficial here because the first derivative will give us velocity and the second derivative will give us acceleration. Now position, velocity and acceleration, these 3 will give us all of our equations. And over here calculus is very beneficial since we are dealing with derivatives of time.
Many contests tend to introduce multiple dimensions and introduce concepts such as parametric equations, parametric curves, and combine them with topics like angular momentum or centripetal forces even. So differentiation in particular is very, very useful to know. As we go into it later, this is also the basis for simple harmonic motion. Secondly, we have chemical reactivities and yield. So we switch gears slightly from physics to thermochemistry and reaction chemistry. The rate of the chemical reactions is a fundamental factor which helps us determine the properties of reactants and products. There is no universal formula because the number of reactants, reaction mechanisms, products, and catalytic factors can vary every time.
Now thirdly we have the study of fields. Now electromagnetic, gravitation, all of these fields, you name it. Now understanding these concepts as space and time is very beneficial in physics. Now in physics calculus is very important. Now the exact equations will get very complicated as you go ahead, but at a high school level Newton's laws of gravitation as well as Coulomb's law of electrostatic repulsion or attraction, this will suffice. Now these provide the basis for most concepts. So the differentiation will be very beneficial here.
Of course, you do have some additional laws like Priyansh law or Ampere's law, and you go into more complex consequences of these field theories such as magnetism. However, the concept of an electric field, its strength, potential, all derive from the basic Newton's laws of gravitation and Coulomb's laws, as he said correctly. And these will give you the basis for both high school level physics and contest level physics, and explore most of the problems at a competent rigorous level. Finally, titration curves are another very important concept in chemistry, and because of their numerical nature, it's a very common trend for contests to introduce them, much as they like to introduce balancing reactions, stoichiometric equations, molar concept, and so forth. Titration curves represent the pH of a solution and the volume of titrant added during the acid-base titration, of course. Calculus is crucial in analyzing the titration curves, especially for identifying the equivalence point, which is the point of complete neutralization for the acid-base system. The titration curves, the curve shows pH versus titrant volume, where the titrant could either be a strong weak acid or a strong weak base. And we look for the inflection point where the curve changes most deeply, and furthermore, the first derivative, which measures the slope, is maximized at this point, whereas the second derivative is 0, making it an inflection point. These tools allow precise determination of the equivalence point, essential for accurate titration analysis in both strong and weak acid-base systems.
Now our next episode will be about vectors and matrices. So see you all in our next episode. Thank you
so much. We wish you the best of luck, and we hope you join us along for for this amazing journey into mathematics in STEM competitions.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you. That was much better.
I think I made one mistake, but rest was fine.